Now, when he first said 9 p.m., I was thinking he was meaning Eastern Standard Time. So the possibility of him still going live or releasing a series of IG videos where he explains his points without giving too much detail was still a possibility for me. Never did I think we'd be getting music, let alone an entire album. But as time went on before the album even came out, I started thinking to myself, you know what? It probably isn't his best bet to go on Instagram Live and corner himself in a live setting where people are going to be asking him questions and he's likely to have to respond to some of them. It probably isn't in his best interest. In this economy, Tory Lanez drops a 17-track album basically saying I didn't do it. And in my experience in listening to artists who try to repel accusations levied against them through song, it never typically goes over well. We all know what niggas who are guilty love doing. Making overextended song excuses for why they couldn't have been involved in whatever they're accused of. Songs where they don't actually explain much of anything, they're just audibly upset that the public doesn't immediately take their side. To everyone that's upset that people have taken Meg Thee Stallion's side as opposed to Tory Lanez, and you're trying to make it into something else that it isn't, let's say you decided that you wanted to come out and say something to share your victim experience with the world. 9 times out of 10, if the person who you're accusing of said thing doesn't say anything for 2 months, people are probably gonna take your side. That's not anyone trying to tear down a black man, that's just general rule of thumb when one party speaks and another doesn't. I'm not shocked that Tory Lanez is so narcissistic that in this climate he decided to do this the day after the news about Breonna Taylor's killing, giving us these takes where he very pretentiously preaches specifically to black people about the white man's cancel culture plot to divide us. Yes, Tory, please tell me more about the Illuminati while I scroll through videos of you being unnecessarily aggressive to other people and running down on a YouTube rapper for participating in a challenge that you initiated. Tell me more about how the Illuminati is setting you up. A man who tried to enter the game as Drake's little brother. Yes, tell me more about how they want you out of here. Lil Dude talking mad spicy on this album as well. See, this is why you don't let kids play with guns. At one point in the album, Tory Lanez actually tries to divert attention away from himself by insinuating because he was so much more interested in Kylie Jenner, who looked, from what he says, angelic, that's somehow motivation for Meg Thee Stallion to have lied about him shooting her later on. He diverted the attention from saying in the same song how he was fucking Meg Thee Stallion in a penthouse to him being way more interested in Kylie Jenner. I feel like I'm watching an episode of Empire. This has Lee Daniels written all over it. Somebody bring out Jussie Smollett, please. He said he made a wrong turn, but not the one he's being accused of. He says it wasn't him. So who shot her, man? Stormzy? Travis Scott and Kanye and the Kardashians trying to get Meg Thee Stallion up out of here. They had the baby walk up on her and blast her. That makes sense a little bit because only a toddler would have been able to shoot the foot at that angle. All right, so Tory Lanez on this album does a lot of preaching about the white man and cancel culture and about how the powers that be are trying to divide us, right? But he uses tactics that are very similar to those same powers that be by exploiting someone's trauma for profit. It seems you're no better than the white man you preach about multiple times on this record, taking trauma from black people and trying to repackage it as entertainment. They do it with slave movies, they do it with rap music, they do it in museums that people walk through where you see these antiques from other people's cultures. But the day Hulu makes a complete ass out of themselves by trying to rebrand the Breonna Taylor situation into something that's interesting and cool to look at, capitalizing off the buzz of her death, you decide that the best way to reply to someone who's been shot isn't through a possible private phone call, isn't through a formal public statement, but no. The best way you can express yourself is through a mixtape. If you got shot from behind, how can you identify me? Lyrics from a song titled Sorry But I Had To. Tory Lanez says, I haven't been convicted, as if lack of conviction is proof of innocence. Now, I'm not calling anyone corny for listening to and or liking this album, but the creepiest thing about listening to this album is listening to Tory Lanez come at everyone who defended Meg Thee Stallion without necessarily coming at Meg Thee Stallion herself, the person that you claim is lying on you. I respect women, black women especially, and I love a lot of different types of people. However, if someone lies on me, tarnishing my reputation and my image to that extent, going 2 full months without saying a goddamn word, defend me or put me in a different light, I'm going to be pissed. There's no I love you. There's no we're homies. There's no I want you back as my friend. There's no I think someone put you up to this. It's fuck you and everyone. If this is the woman that you said y'all had such a deep, close connection to, why are you not angry at her over everyone else who defended her? Of course you'd be a fool to not believe it'd be reasonable for people to take the side of someone who's the only one that spoke on that situation for months. You should immediately understand, yeah, man, of course people are gonna probably take her side. She's the only one speaking. But why did she lie on me? The way he deflects from the actual situation in regards to him ever referencing Meg Thee Stallion in a romantic light or in a way where he's trying to get her to admit, quote unquote, the truth. He seems to come at her in a more manipulative, explanatory way, like he's in the wrong immediately and he has some explaining to do when you said that she's the one that lied on you. Look, I don't care if I cheated on you. I don't care if I wronged you. I don't care if I banged your friends, missed important dates. If you lie on me and said that I hurt you in any way, shape, or form, I am never fucking with you again. I don't want to be friends with you. I don't want to be cool with you. I don't want to kick it with you, chill with you. The way Tory Lanez was talking about Meg Thee Stallion in this album, to me, was just very predatory and very manipulative. Like something an abuser would say to someone that he had hurt before, but try to justify it with, my past has led me to be the way that I am. Sometimes I raise my voice and sometimes I scream. You didn't really mean what you said. You didn't really mean to go to those people with that. I still love you. Come back home. That's just classic manipulative behavior to me. Leads me further to thinking, yeah, you wouldn't have had the balls to be that out cold, would you? You wouldn't taunt the woman who's accusing you of shooting her, would you? You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't try to diss her on records. You know, the most that you can say about Meg right now is that she's lying on, which again, is not the most that an innocent man can say about a woman that's lying on him. There are so many other words to describe a woman like that, but you don't say anything about that in regards to Meg, which is crazy to me. Bro really made a concept album about gaslight. So basically, Tory's version of events are that Meg is lying on him because she was jealous that he was spending more time with and giving more attention to Kylie Jenner. Which is weird because he also said the reason was because he has his masters now and they're trying to take him down. In all honesty though, I think that's really, really weird to reference a woman that's really not paying you much attention at all, saying that you would much rather prefer her, even though it seems you never got anywhere with that one. I know 5-6 niggas pulling up to this video like, bro, he can't even say much of anything because it's an open case. So yeah, it makes sense for him to make an entire fucking album about it. You realize they can still take documents and events from records and use them in a case, right? Basically, Tory Lanez is on a conspiracy theory hinting at the idea that because he went independent recently and he owns his masters, that the powers that be view him as that big of a threat that they're trying to use this story to bring him down. And all that does is give me Bill Cosby tried to buy NBC and then they hit him with all these charges, bro. Kind of crazy how Kanye's going back and forth with UMG and no stories have come out about him trying to do anything crazy with anybody. It's kind of weird, don't you think? And sure, he's being painted as crazy, but Kanye West has never come out here and shot anyone, raped anyone, abused anyone, and he would be a much more reasonable person to try to tear down than Tory fucking Lanez, if that's your logic going into this. Now on to the possibility that Meg could just be lying. This is definitely possible. Let me also let you know about this though. Sometimes when a dick is too far down your throat, it may actually cut off the oxygen supply to your body, which may inhibit your brain function, right? So the more you keep sucking dick, the more you gonna not be able to think in this Tory Lanez situation. I don't really trust your guys' opinion on it. I hate the way this dude rolled out this album. I hate the way that he used someone else's traumatic situation to an extent to promote his own record, to benefit from it. Only way you can hear the reply is if you feed into what the rollout is. Tory Lanez references cancel culture an immense amount of time on this album, which leads me to believe that there is something that he feels he needs redemption for. He feels like people can make mistakes and they can redeem themselves, which is 100% true. Understand it completely. What the fuck that has to do with cancel culture, I have no idea. The amount of people that actually get accused of things versus the amount of people that actually get convicted of anything There's a huge disparity between those two. Tory Lanez even admits to that himself in this album by saying, hey, I wasn't convicted. You're probably not gonna be convicted. That's how these things go. Lack of conviction isn't proof of innocence. There are very few examples of men in the industry getting canceled for anything. Y'all have a very weird view of cancel culture. What you actually mean is justice. Cancel culture is just you receiving flack online for people not having the same moral compass as you. In reality, how many of these people that are accused of these things actually get canceled beyond them having memes made about the situation that someone else viewed as traumatic? How many of these people actually get canceled? Nick Cannon got his Viacom deal taken away from him. That was a bit of a cancellation in my opinion, because they took away one of this man's platforms. But when Bill Cosby went to jail for those accusations, when R. Kelly went to jail for those accusations, those are forms of justice to me. You will never have justice served unto you, most likely, but you still feel the need to bitch about cancel culture. People that are marching in the streets right now for Breonna Taylor, they're not marching because of cancel culture, they're marching because they want justice. Niggas who spend all their time on Twitter and on social media that can't handle a joke or two being made about them, even if they actually did something wrong, are the epitome of little. Those are the epitome of those types of people. Passes himself off on his album as if he's an innocent man, but in my opinion, he comes off like a manipulative one. But that's just how I feel about it. If you want to keep listening to Tory Lanez, keep doing you, man. I'm not going to sit up here and judge you and call you trash. All I'm saying is, I don't believe him. That's all. That's all. And I'm allowed not to believe him. You're allowed to do whatever it is that you want to do. I'll see y'all in the next one. And I'm out. Until this unfolds more, peace.